There we go. Well, hey, everybody. How are we doing today? Let's see here. I guess we'll just go down the list to make it easy. Let's start with you, Alan Crawford.
These pictures that I have today are all at Big Bend National Park. That's on the east, basically at the end of the park on the east side, at close to, I can't pronounce this right, Bocula Canyon.
Okay.
Near Grand Canyon Village. We read there's 3 areas you can go, primary areas, and this is one of them. And we read one review that said it wasn't worth going here, but we did anyway. And we saw why he said it wasn't worth going there. But this was a good picture, so.
Yeah. It's really greening up by the river. Huh. I like all the different textures, so that worked out nice. I don't know how long of a drive it was to make it worthwhile or not, but
it wasn't all that long, and we had plenty of time. So
there you
go. That's why we went. But it was really all along the Rio Grande River. The thing we noticed, it was dry away from the river, but close to the river, it was very green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We see that around here a lot, around our rivers.
Yeah.
But it was even more pronounced, I think, there.
Yeah. Well, definitely in this image. Yeah. Cool. Well, this next one is a familiar sight if you've been there.
This is more of a story picture than it is an art picture. That was a display of crafts. They were from Mexico. The crafts were, but there was nobody there tending them. They were just laid out. You can see that jar that has money in it. And I would suggest there was at least $100, maybe $200-300 in that jar.
Yeah.
And just sitting there.
Yeah, definitely an honor
as far as I know, I could have picked that jar up and walked away with it, and nobody would have been the wiser.
Mm.
And certainly could have picked up any of those crafts and walked away with them. But you can see across, this is all on a bluff, and you can see, right center, there's a boat on the river, and just above the boat is a pickup truck. And we assume, but we don't know, this is speculation, that in the evening, they came over from Mexico and tended that display and collected their money.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, it's later in the afternoon. We were there probably around 4 or 5 o'clock, and we saw them come across. But yeah, that town's pretty close by there. Also, other areas where the park is, there's towns that are like right at the river edge. So it's pretty amazing, how close everything is.
But I was amazed that they were able to leave their stuff in the open like that, untended, and the money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't hardly imagine they'd go a day without somebody picking it up and leaving with it.
Yeah, because I know when we came by one morning at another one, there was maybe, $20 worth of 5s and 1s and 10s, just basically to make change if someone didn't have the right change. And
well, I knew there were multiple 10s in there.
yeah.
Most of the stuff was $10.
Yeah.
But they had those walking sticks, for example, were 20, and that was a pretty good price for them because they had carved heads and they were pretty nice. So,
so they've gone up since I was there, not by much. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, the honor system there, and yeah.
Now we did something like that down in Tubac as well. Some of the shops down there leave their stuff out and they're away on holiday and they just say, leave your money in an envelope.
Right, or they don't bring it in at night. Of course, there's so much, it would be a real pain. Yeah. Well, at least in Tubac, I guess that's what insurance is for. Here, you know, it's a little different story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting area.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh.
that's Chisos Basin. You mentioned it not by name last week, Candy.
Right.
And that's taken. You go into the Chisos Basin by going over a pass, and I think that was about 7,500 feet. And looking down into the basin, and you can see the buildings down there. There's a park center. There's a motel. There's a restaurant and some other things down in there. It's the only lodging, actual lodging within the park. There's campgrounds, but it's the only place you can rent a motel type thing or hotel type thing in the park.
Yeah.
That is 8 pictures panorama.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
Nice detail.
Yeah, very nice.
I replaced the sky. And the reason I did is the sky didn't stitch well for whatever reason. And I couldn't select the sky, hold it right there. You can see between the arches, which is called the window, the background, which is across the river from the mountains. But I had to darken that before I could select the sky.
Yeah,
because
sometimes
when I originally tried to select the sky, I selected that part too.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you have to just kind of either make the sky real dark or real light, but you get enough separation so that it finds it, because it's difficult. This is actually the campsite where we stayed. Wow, that's really empty. It certainly wasn't when we were there. But yeah, so there is a campsite and a lodge there. Yeah, it's quite a little trek up there. I think if you guys remember that shot I showed of the curving road with all the autumn leaves and stuff, was the way up here. Yeah, nice.
The total picture, that's obviously not what I sent to you, but the total picture was about 230 megapixels.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, look at the detail you're getting. That's great.
What lens did you use there, Alan?
24 to 240.
Yeah, that's a nice lens.
It is a great lens. And what I tend to do, I probably zoomed in to about 70 and took vertical slices. I find for panoramas that works really well.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
And I hand hold it. I don't.
There we go.
Excellent.
How much do you overlap now?
What's that?
How much do you overlap? About a third or a quarter?
About a third. I give myself plenty of overlap because I don't want to get too thin.
Right.
And I'll tell you one thing I had trouble with. Editing that big file was a little bit slow.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yep. Nice detail. Worth the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find hand holding it's okay too, as long as you try and keep it steady as far as wobble and you overlap a good amount. It usually figures it out. Okay, let's look at this next guy here.
That's on a hike or a walk, more walk than hike, at Chisos Basin, actually in the basin. It was a walk that overlooked that window that you saw in the previous picture. But I just like that tree stump with that formation in the background. I'm sure it has a name, but I haven't a clue what it is.
Yeah.
Al, what do you call that place?
Well, it's Big Bend National Park to begin with, and then Chisos Basin, Chisos.
SOS. Okay.
In Texas.
Right.
It's in Texas. Yeah.
I've been past it many times, but never went
Well,
down.
it's, if you've been past it on I-10, you're still about 120 miles from it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's why I haven't gone.
Well,
Most people don't go.
Yep.
Well, we was there once. I don't know if I'll go again.
Well, I don't know that I will either. If I was 40 years younger, it would be a great place for hiking and things like that.
That's true.
But particularly, it was pretty hot the day we were there. We didn't do much hiking. So we didn't do that. That's a place called Tough Canyon. It's still in the park. And that's I think a 4-frame panorama. And that I didn't replace sky or anything. It stitched pretty well. The Lightroom panorama stitching does a great job most of the time.
Yeah.
Actually, it did on the previous one, except it left the sky crazy.
Trying to see what this is, but no idea.
Oh, that little thing down there, I had to zoom in on it too to just see. And it's a rock, I think.
Yeah, it looks like some rocks or something.
I thought it was a person at one.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought, boy, that's really
There is a trail down there, so it could have been a person.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's a rock or something.
Yeah. And I can zoom in even closer because I didn't send you the full thing.
Right, right. Yeah. Nice detail in your shadows. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it was really, in a desolate way, it's a beautiful area.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do go, late fall is pretty good because it's not as hot. Summer, I guess, is brutal. Could be like 120.
I'm not even sure it's open in the middle of summer. When we was there, I think they said they close it in the summer.
Yeah.
There's some places in the park that they don't even open in the summer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. But if you get a chance, it's worth checking out. Thanks, Al. Well, for whatever reason, it says I'm logged out, but you guys can hear me, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay. Whatever. Wants me to log in again. I think I'll just leave that alone. All right, let's go to Alan now. Yep. Put this one in the back. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, we went downtown last weekend, I think it was. And we went to the little cafe down at Mercado and St. Augustine. And
Oh, yeah.
This is just some of the little, some of the residences around there. And then we hopped on the train and went into some of the streets further down in Tucson. It was pretty neat. Anyway, so this particular one, I changed the color on the window frame there, that light blue. It was a kind of dark brown before, and it was all right. I liked this blue, and I put a little bit of a grunge on the wall, and that's how it came out. So this was done in topaz, and I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, very good.
I like the way that turquoise crept into some of the flowers. It must have picked up some of the browns there, but it worked.
Yeah, yeah,
kind of fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's amazing how it changes things.
Mm-hmm. A grunge gives it a nice look too.
Yes.
Did you do the color change in topaz also, Alan, or in a different program?
No, I changed the color of it a little bit.
In the topaz program?
In topaz, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just masked the windows out when you put the grunge on?
I just went, yeah, I did. And I just picked out the window frames with the color picker, and changed the color on it.
Okay.
Yeah. I really like that color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it worked out well.
Yeah.
It's a nice contrast to our to the wall, isn't it? It's just,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The windows pick up the blue and the flowers too, that you wouldn't, I don't think you'd see otherwise. Art wouldn't be as noticeable.
Right. Well, I think these flowers were mostly, I think that's that bougainvillea. So they were mostly kind of reddish anyway. But some of the flowers have picked up a little bit of that blue when I selected that color. So, yeah. So that's,
in this case, it works nicely. If you ever want to get rid of that, just mask it out.
yeah. I've always wanted to go in that windows and doors tour, and I've missed it every time I come down here. So. I went on my own.
Yeah, it's close enough to just get up there.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is another one nearby. And again, I put a little bit of a grunge thing around the whole image, actually. So it changed the door and the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I kind of like the wispy flowers coming up from the bottom, and just the light. I like the light. The light was nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, the door looks as if it's 300 years old, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
And they had so many other ones that I really liked as well. But if you look at the top of that door, you can actually see in there, and it looks like there's, and some of the other doors that I looked at, there was light, natural light within. So there must have been some other kind of maybe open to the roof, or the ceiling had some big skylights in it, because they were all lit very nicely inside. Yeah.
Nice. Different than when they were originally built.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so this is a little bit further on in the trip. This is the old courthouse that was being revamped. And so this is the kind of courtyard that they've got there, and you can see the stair. There's a stairwell at both sides of the courtyard. So this is me up the opposite side. And what I personally liked in this was just all the curves and colors of the curves, and I just really liked the whole image. I was really quite happy with this one.
Mhm. I wonder if maybe you ought to just tone these two hot spots here down a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I find interesting is this out of focus foreground light almost looks like a shadow. It's kind of neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, a little bit different. So
Yeah. Was the mineral exhibit open?
yes, it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Very nice. Yeah. So done a super job on it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So
That's great.
Yeah, good detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
yeah, thanks. Well, we went out to Agua Caliente. I don't know if you guys have been to that or not.
Just a half.
It's a beautiful area. It's really, it's an oasis. It's a true oasis in the desert. So, or it's still within the city, I guess. But so I just took a regular lens. This is a kind of walkabout lens. It's a 24 to 200 lens. And I managed to get a shot of this little guy on the water side. So pretty happy considering the type of lens I had. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. Is that on the east side of town?
It is, yeah. So
Yeah, I
it's a
think
bit of a canyonway, yeah.
yeah. Wanted to go over there, but I haven't had the chance yet.
Yeah, it's worth a trip. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The color is in these little, they're damsel flies. The colors of them are just spectacular. They're just so vibrant. And how they can, you know, when you think about it, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs and 4 wings. How they can fly around the way they do is quite amazing, you know.
Yeah, they look a lot like dragonflies.
Yeah.
Never seen them with the wings folded down like that. That's great.
Yeah.
I wonder about a long crop on this, just to emphasize the wings.
Bring it down a bit more, yeah.
You know, something like that, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, it certainly makes it longer. Yeah.
Must be fun.
Well, three of us went out, or 4 of us went out the other night there to shoot the Milky Way over at the Canoa Ranch Pond. And this was one of Jim's ideas to take a photo of this tree as in the foreground. And for me, it worked out really good. So really happy with this.
What time did you take this? What time were you out?
Well, we got there about 12 o'clock and I think it was about 2:30 when we left.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it went on.
So is that a multiple image or just one?
That's a single shot. Yeah.
Okay.
And you were out at Canoa. This is on the Anza Trail, right?
No, it's the pond. Canoa Pond.
You were at the pond itself. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Don't ask how we got there.
It's a secret. It's a secret. It's a secret. We have special paths.
So.
If you tell me, you'll have to shoot me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is kind of interesting, and then we'll get into this toward the end after we look at everybody's images. But yeah, Alan sent me an email probably about a week before this event, and he says, "Well, come on out there. It starts at midnight." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. It's kind of late." But then I started looking at it, and I said, "New moon, no moon. Okay, why not? Looks like it's gonna be warm."
It was a perfect time.
Yeah.
You know, to get a dark sky up in Calgary, you got to drive for at least an hour and a half.
Yeah.
To get out. And here, you know, it's a 10-minute drive, not even 5-minute drive down the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
and you've got the perfect conditions. So
Yeah. And that's actually light from Tubac, I would
I think
guess.
it's from
Yeah.
Nogales, actually. I think.
It was all the way from Nogales?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Tubac, Rio Rico, Nogales, that whole section. Yeah. And then there was like a little bit along the mountains as well. But one of the interesting things is, when Al brought those pictures in from Big Bend, I thought, well, that's kind of cool seeing areas where we've been and how we interpret different things. But on this particular shoot, we were all together there at the same time and still got different things. So, as we go through it, everybody will look and we'll see how interpretation works, and cropping and post-processing and everything else, and everybody ends up with different images.
Oh, that's this is
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So this was your lake image.
Okay.
Yeah, that's and
No, I'm not particular. I was not all that happy with this, to be honest with you. I see some other images of the Milky Way, and on the previous image with the tree was the main focal point, really, and the Milky Way was behind. But here the Milky Way is front and center, and it's just this is a single shot, so it's not any of these multiple shots where people stack on top of each other. And I've looked at a few videos since this, and they can make that Milky Way look almost like 3D.
Yeah.
But, in fact, Sam, who was with us, has a really neat shot of it. But
I'd like to see that one too.
I will try and I didn't want to send it in because he hadn't responded to my email. So.
Okay. Well, good. Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to show Jim's and mine and yours at the end, and see how they all look together. And
yeah, let's do that.
Should be kind of neat. And
I mean, I'm pretty happy with the overall look at it. I think it's not bad, but it's not as it's a little bit away from where I wanted it to be. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for bringing that in. Let's go to Don.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is just a windy day at the lake again. 34 mile an hour wind. That's a willow tree. I put that in Luminar and enhanced it, structure a little bit, and I used small and medium details. Did a little relight on it and put to the tree, just the tree itself, and did the super contrast and color harmony, and then I put it in Photoshop and put it through a blend that I brought out what I was looking for. So.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's startling. You almost don't even see the Canadian geese down there.
Yeah, they're every place.
Yeah.
Good fertilizer.
Oh, yeah.
Keep the lawns mowed. Yeah. Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
That's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you. This is actually taken with my cell phone. I went to New Bremen, about 9 miles south, to a coffee shop to get some coffee. I was out of coffee grounds, and this was the guy's got these on his driveway, going into his driveway. So I stopped and grabbed my cell phone and took a picture of them. It was a lot of brush in the background, and wasn't really, the flowers weren't bad, but I just didn't really like the look that I had. So I put that in Topaz and done it in, I think it was impressions of oil painting, and then brought it back into Photoshop and masked it, and then brought some of the tulips back out the way they originally were.
No, that's pretty. So I guess that rain's paying off, huh?
The what?
I guess.
Oh
all
yeah, the rains. What's in the ground's growing like weeds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, Mayflowers, they're everywhere. What's in the ground, the bulbs, they're really popping.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. What a riot of color. That's great.
Now, usually you don't see that many colors together out around here. They'll put little plots here and there because the bulbs are kind of expensive, but man, they had a lot of them there.
Yeah. That's a nice mix. Kind of reminds me of Michigan Avenue, Chicago. They do the Parkway.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That always looks nice up there.
Yeah. Okay.
Then the geese are all starting to hatch. This one here, normally I wouldn't have been able to get this close because I was in the car, so I just rolled the window down. I'm only about probably 10 feet, 15 feet from her. Normally they would be flying right into you if you was that close. But,
Oh yeah.
she's still sitting on the nest there yet, so I don't know if there's a few eggs left to hatch, but little ones are crawling out from under her now.
Just wonder if maybe a little less foreground.
Okay.
See what you think. Yeah, I suppose you could even take a little more off. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's starting to work.
Yeah, I think too, that's better. I tried to work on some of the grass sticking up, but it just muddied everything up. So it was too much work, so I quit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think cropping that in would help.
Yeah, it did. That helped a lot.
Okay.
Then this one here was a different day. The water was so blue the way the light was hitting it, and the grass was such a dark green that it was competing for the geese. So well, let's see, I put that into luminous neo, and then done a curves on it, and then I brought it back out, and then I dropped blues LUTs on it, which took the blue out of the lake, and then I put a candlelight LUTs on it, which took the green out of the grass and stuff, so that the geese stood out. But looking at this after I just seen the last one, I forgot to go back in. The gosling should be yellow and not brown.
Yeah.
They're the wrong tone.
Yeah.
The geese the adults are about right. The chicks, they should have yellow on them.
Well, you can go back in there easily enough with a brush and do it.
Oh yeah. It wouldn't take much to do that.
Yeah, that's beautiful though. Nice work. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right. So Jim, how was your trip?
Well, you're going to find out.
Yeah. Weird. There we go.
So yeah, I went to Bisbee, and I used to live there for like 16 years. So I've seen a lot of changes, but I never get tired of the. I guess you guys know where Lowell is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's a great place.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of things there, and so I was just fascinated with Lowell the day I was there. Stopped by the Bisbee Breakfast Club. Have you guys been there?
Sure have.
Yeah. So after breakfast, this is what was there. So I did these in what they call cartoon. I mean, all the images you're going to see are in a cartoon like I guess illustration. it's a, it's a preset on Topaz.
Yeah, it's nice. It kind of flattens it out and makes it a little more graphic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think kind of living in Bisbee kind of reminds me of, it's kind of cartoonish.
Okay. I really like this cool area in the shadows too.
Yeah.
A little bit of sky coming across. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, but I think the welcome troops from Fort Huachuca and beyond. God bless our veterans.
Yeah. Thanks for your service. That's great. No flag in the window, though. That's interesting. All right. Well, Claudia.
So yeah, so there you have a hat shop that was down the street, kind of different, and just again, kind of added the. It was kind of dull, but I was able to slide the, I don't know which trim, I forget which I slid, but it brought the hats much more up front, and you could see them better.
Interesting.
The opacity, probably.
Yeah, I don't remember now. I just was playing around with it.
Yeah, or maybe clarity.
Yeah, maybe clarity. That's a good one.
Clarity and contrast.
Yeah. Is that one of those old pheasant hats with the veil?
Yeah, seems like it.
I haven't seen one of those in forever. Huh. That's fun. Looks like an old postcard.
Yeah. From Paris.
Yeah.
So a spot, Lowell has got flying saucers everywhere.
I'll take that another time. I don't remember that truck having signage on it before. I guess that's new.
Yeah, it's faded. It's been there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in probably 10 years, but
on the other side is more faded because the sun gets it a little harder, I think. But
right.
Any idea what year Chevy that is?
In the 30s. I don't know.
Yeah. Nice. I like that, Jim.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Nice contrast between the flying saucer and the old truck.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like he's gonna beam him up.
I was just thinking, too bad you don't have somebody beaming down in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, little green man behind the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right, let's get
So this, there was like motorcycles all over, and I just ran out of a building and shot this, and I overexposed it. But then I liked the kind of the line art that it added to the image, because this was just white, and that was about all. And it had a few cars in the background, but I think it was just kind of an interesting way that it turned out.
Nice. Well, that's just sure. I think it would look really better without the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll get rid of those then.
Like he's just
Yeah, I think that would make a great portrait without the cars in it.
just speeding out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially this one. You can leave the tree. That's kind of interesting, but and maybe some of this green and stuff. But yeah, I'd get rid of these cars and then just redo the effect.
Right.
And then on his rear brake pad, put a little bit of blur on that, so it really shows he's moving then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay, more work to do.
It's not work, it's fun.
There you go. Yeah.
That'd be a great
How's
picture.
about
I like
How
that.
about some flames coming out of the exhaust?
Yeah, there you go.
That's excellent. I like it.
Yeah, that's good fun. You know, I just had a thought. You know, you got all these little areas that are around. Maybe you could just put like a faint little wash of color in those just to fool around. You know,
Uh-huh.
here and there, like this. Real faint. Yeah. It might be fun. I don't know. Just a thought. That's nice.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so this is, they call this cartoon with a naturals. Why they call it natural, I don't know, but that's the preset.
Mm-hmm.
But you can, you know, in there you have a slider that you can adjust the width of the ink in the line art.
Mm.
So you could either go real thick with it or real thin or in between. I kind of like just took this one in between.
Mm. So the thin must be really thin then.
Yeah, it's hardly noticeable actually.
Yeah, I'll bet. Interesting. Well, that's a nice effect.
And that's in topaz as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a preset that is under, well, let me see here. It's pen and ink. That's what they call it. And then there's an adjustment slider under the thickness and the thinness of the line.
Okay. But the preset's called cartoon or pen and ink?
Well, the preset's called cartoon, and there's several different versions. You can pick
okay.
like many versions of cartoon, and then of each of those you can pick the line thickness.
Cool. All right. Thanks for sharing that. So you didn't have any issues with that fire?
With what?
With the fire?
Oh no.
Oh, good.
No, there wasn't any. It was all over and done with before we got there.
Okay. Great. Let's go to Jim Murphy. He's in front.
So that's the same tree, different different treatment. And again, the tree is kind of the star of the show, and then the Milky Way is sort of the backdrop. And I kind of positioned the lights from behind the tree there to kind of highlight it. I tend to go a lot into blues and purples when I do Milky Way kind of things. I don't know, I just kind of like that. So this is kind of a duochrome. Doesn't have a lot of colors, but so, yeah.
And then you have another light painted version.
Got another version, yeah. So this is one where Alan light painted it. He's Alan's off to my right, and he he had a flashlight and he light painted it. So I didn't go into the blues and purples so much on this one, and didn't do a whole lot with the Milky Way. So again, the tree is kind of the star of the show. And I used a topaz effect on the tree and then kind of erased it off of the Milky Way. I can't remember which effect it was, but so there's, you know, maybe a 25% effect on the tree there.
Came out nice, John.
Yeah, it gives it some motion.
I had to throw away about 90% of the shots I took. Mostly I had a 10 to 18 lens, and it was, every one of them was out of focus. And so I took it out yesterday and focused on the farthest away mountain I could see. And when I had it in focus, it was between 3 to 4 meters, in between 3 and 4 meters where the focus was spot on. So I just had trouble focusing that thing. But I didn't shoot this with that one, so.
Yeah.
So how long of a exposure were you?
Oh, probably about 15 seconds, 12 seconds.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because when I got up to about 10 seconds, I started getting elongated stars, but I guess it's lens dependent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like what you left over here. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I didn't, I guess I didn't erase that.
Yeah, I guess you could take some of it out of the sky.
Yeah. I didn't erase that part there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what it's down below though.
Yeah.
It's
That needs to be erased.
Yeah, just take it out of the sky there.
Yeah.
Oh, it might be fun all over. Who knows?
Yeah.
Go the other way. Ah, nice.
Yeah, I shot this one Saturday. It's a black-capped night heron, and I used the little, for cropping, I used that little golden circle thing, whatever.
The spiral.
The idea, the feather is supposed to lead you into the eye.
Yeah.
It's actually three separate feathers, but they don't show separate here.
Fibonacci, I think it is. Yeah.
He's got a pony.
Like a toupee on him.
Yeah.
Was this at the ranch?
This was not at the ranch. This was at Reed Park on Saturday. There was like 3 of these birds there.
Not seeing these here.
I cropped it in.
Very nice. Yeah, I like the muted tones in the background too.
Yeah, I actually altered those a little bit. I changed the colors. It was kind of muted, but I was thinking about going for sort of something more pink, but I ended up with this one, kind of more reddish.
Nice, kind of earthy, yeah.
Very good.
So this is a picture I took from Granville Island of downtown Vancouver, British Columbia last summer. I actually showed this last year. Reason I brought it back again was my niece opened a little gallery and she asked me to put some photos in there. So I submitted 3 photos for a gallery, and this one sold. Somebody actually paid money for this photo. So
all right.
there was a slightly different version, but pretty close to the same thing here. So
awesome.
So that's in somebody's den or something somewhere. So you never know what I thought. I submitted an owl and a cactus flower in this photo. I thought the owl would sell, but you never know what will catch somebody's fancy. So
Yeah.
What size print was it?
You know, it wasn't super big. I want to say it was, like 13 by 18 or something like that.
Okay.
Where's the gallery? Is it in Vancouver? or
It's
is it-
no, it's in Washington State, not too far from Vancouver. So and they were featuring local artists, so I tried to submit pictures that had some local flavor to them, except for the cactus flower really isn't. But so it's not too far from Vancouver. And then I think you missed I think there was one more picture, Sandy, at the beginning that you missed.
Yeah, actually, it's behind it.
It's not a great picture, and like Alan, I'm not real crazy about this particular one. It's pretty similar to his, but in a way, but I just feel like I didn't get everything out of that Milky Way that I needed to, so.
From what I see, a lot of it's in post-processing.
Yeah, so I needed, I was thinking about maybe trying the lighter areas, a little bit of putting a little bit of maybe yellowish color in there. I don't know. I just have to play with it a little bit more, I think. And then I could bring out the reflection a little bit more than you see there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I found contrast painted in selective areas helped too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm anxious to see what you've got, Sandy.
Well, it'll be here soon. We'll take a look at Kim's and yeah, we'll go through that and stacking and all that fun stuff.
A couple of experiments.
Yeah.
This was at Desert Meadows Park. And that's actually a sprinkler that turned on while I was taking the pictures.
Oh.
So that's not a filter or anything put on. That's just, that's the water droplets.
Oh, that's not in your lens.
Actually, it didn't even, it didn't. Fortunately, the wind wasn't blowing, so I didn't get any water on my lens or anything.
I was actually thinking pollen, being with all my allergies.
Well, it's been brutal with the wind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is cropped in a bit. I cropped it up both top and bottom, but I wanted to keep those flowers that are I guess you could say the sharpest at the bottom, just along the edge at the bottom. I just kind of like the pattern that it created.
Yeah. This reminds me of a friend of mine in Chicago shoots through windows when it's raining and has some interesting things. And unfortunately, he just passed about 3 days ago. He had leukemia for a long time. And that was kind of sad, but yeah, that was his trademark. He did it with mostly iPhones, but keeping that in mind, I'm almost wondering if you should just get rid of the sharp
Get rid of the short stuff at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah, because that's kind of the way his was. And it was interesting the way he would, work with
more of a pointillism.
Yeah, he'd make the raindrops really crisp and everything else just out of focus, and then it was just shapes and colors. And that's something you might want to play with a little more if it's something you like.
All we need is rain.
Yeah, right. Well, you can make your own. Spritz a glass and a piece of glass and put it up in front of your camera. There you go. Put some glycerin in there. It'll hang on there a little easier. Yeah, what do we used to use? Rose water and glycerin. Yeah, keeps it on the glass pretty good. Anyway, yeah, his name was Bill Sosin. You probably find him on Facebook. SOSIN. Anyway, yeah, might be fun.
All right, this is actually sitting in our kitchen at the kitchen table. Look, I just happened to catch how the light was coming through our sliding glass door and hitting the glass of this hutch that is well over 100 years old. So the milky effect is actually that old glass that has that milkiness to it. Mm-hmm. And then those are wine glasses that I brought out a little bit in topaz just to bring them out a little bit more, lightened them up a little bit, masked them and lightened them up. And then you're seeing elephant head in the background. That's what the reflection is. And the orange is just the sunlight coming through the sunset.
Mm.
Pretty cool.
How do you guys feel about maybe taking this area down a bit? Making it darker?
Yeah, I think
Just darkening it a little bit.
Yeah. Let's just take a quick look. And maybe even cooling it off a little. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll just go over to mask and let's see if it'll select sky. I doubt it. Whoa, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
We kid you not. All right. So
That's
we'll
amazing.
add a little more to it over here. Yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, never know what these algorithms will do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
Just,
that.
just a
you can
little.
even, yeah, you can add just a touch of white and bring down some blacks and get a little more contrast that way.
Okay.
Maybe, maybe clarity will do something. Let's see. Yeah, that brings some more of that stuff that you have in the glass in there. And if that's the case, maybe we bring it back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Or leave the highlight down and bring the whites up. Let's see that. Yeah, I think I like that better. Something like that. Then your eye's not bouncing between what you're trying to find and the slide.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd probably do that.
Okay.
Ready. Right.
And then this was just one of the cactus at Desert Meadows hanging down over one of the walls. And I just took it. This is one of the Topaz presets, Syrah Afternoon 2.
I guess you get a little pointillism there. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I'd almost crop it tight like this. You know, maybe somewhere in there.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, because, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. This one I struggled with a bit. I'm looking for suggestions. The bright spot in the background, I tried a linear gradient. I tried cloning and healing. I just couldn't, the linear gradient, everything I did just made it look muddy.
Mm.
So I don't know if there's anything that really can, other than this morning I thought, oh, maybe I should just mask it and then desaturate everything in back. And I thought, no, I don't want to do that much work.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what I need to do and just get rid of, I like the green to the left.
Yeah. Well, if you want to keep it warm, you know, I think we've done this before, but basically, you know, even if you do a linear gradient and stuff, sometimes it just doesn't get everything. So you can go in and, you know, add another one with a brush on top of it or before it or what have you. And
just everything, at least everything I was trying just was making it muddy.
yeah. Yeah. It's catching different things. When that happens, I usually just turn this auto mask off and then just go a little overboard, you know, and then when you hold your Option key down on the other one, first I feather it less, and then I turn the auto mask on, and then I'll go back and just take it off the edge. You know, with a little harder edge to it. Maybe we don't want it there. Okay.
You know, Sandy, I wonder if you made the subject that a spider and really zoomed in closer to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and worked on him too. Yeah, that would be my next. Yeah, I agree with that. But you know, let's just see what happens. Yeah, it does start to get muddy, and
Yeah.
as soon as you take the whites down, it's going to get real dull. And if you dare go to exposure, it really gets nasty. So to compensate that, if you go to your color temperature, you can warm it up. See how that changes it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's one way to do it. You can add some red too if you want. And you can also pick up the saturation a little bit. So something like that. And maybe you could even brush a hint of it in over here. Maybe we'll go down to 20%. Just kind of brush a little of that in there too. Yeah. Maybe a little here.
Yeah, same with that. Yeah, that one I was going to play with and just didn't get to it.
Yeah, just kind of tweak around wherever you like. Yeah, every time you click, it gets a little darker. And come around and get rid of what the overspray is. There you go. And then, well, let's see if it'll select subject. It's probably going to select the whole flower. Yeah, we'll just brush it. All right, so nice. So we'll just come in here and actually, let me come back to 100% here.
And I had brightened him up some, but then it was, let's see what you get when you do this.
Yeah. Now in this case, it's not picking the highlights, which I think is fine because I want to kind of leave those alone for now. I can add them later if they need it. And since it's on red, I really can't tell unless I change the color. But the other way to tell is just take exposure down. You can see where you spill over pretty quick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then just get your negative and take it off pretty easily. Yeah, there we go. Close enough for government work. All right, so now let's start playing with it. No, it doesn't go back. All right, we'll just leave it alone then. A little clarity. Yeah, that's going to help a lot. Maybe a little texture too. Yeah. Dehaze, let's see what that does. Yeah, just a little dehaze. Okay, so that's what we're done.
Okay, I just have to go out of my comfort zone a little bit more and brighten them up more than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually go too far and then come back.
Uh-huh.
You know, that seems to work for me. So for here, you got your before and your after. Well, let's get this out of the way. There's,
yeah, it's too bad that big bright spot's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay. Anybody got anything else that they're having?
I think there's one more on
Oh,
mine.
you still got one more.
Yeah, just one more.
Ooh, that's fun.
Oh, yeah.
that truck is actually on one of those art installations in Desert Meadows Park.
Hmm.
And so I put a mask on it, and then in Topaz, the texture is Sunset Beach for the background.
Cool.
Yeah. And add a little shadow under here more
Yeah.
to ground it. Yeah. And I don't know if you want to do a little blur on it or keep it static. Well, right, parked at the beach, so. And then I would just get a little light thin brush and just kind of come down here to make it look like there's windshield there.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually I do that on a separate layer and then kind of change the opacity so I get it where I like it. And if it's straight too wide, you can mask off back and forth till you get it the way you like it. Sometimes I'll just do a big chunk here and then I'll use the mask to shape it.
Okay.
It's usually easier than trying to paint it.
Nice. Good shot, Ken. Like it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Well, let's see here. We hide that. No, I guess I shouldn't because now I can't see you guys. All right. So, like I said, we all went out. Let me hide this first. Let's go back here and just grab everybody's shots. Jim's. Is the right one? Yeah. Nope. Where is it? This one. All right. There's yours. And Alan. That's it. Yeah. There's yours. Okay. Find mine. Just made a little one of it so we can put it together. This is not so little. Okay. Kind of give a idea where we're all at. Kind of interesting seeing 3 people at the same place.
Yeah.
Well, different post-processing. Oh, Ellen and I look like we're pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim, you look like you went a little more blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was, yeah, I'm trying to think. This was a 24 to 70 lines I had on. I think it was at 35 millimeters.
Yeah, mine was 35 as well. Got 35 fixed prime lens. And was this your 10 to
This is, I think, is a 28 for me.
about 28? Yeah, so you're still a little wider. Yeah.
But you can change this like a million different ways, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of thinking. I was going to add some yellow into those lighter areas, and I see both you guys got the yellow in there as well.
yeah. So is this a stacked image?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second, but I'll just go through what I got, and then I actually made a Photoshop layered file of it so we can look at it all the way through. But yeah, here. So this is what I did that night with you guys. That's the stacked one.
Yeah.
And I found that down here was kind of milky, so I used a bit of contrast in this area.
Okay.
And
You got a lot of detail in the mountain there.
Yeah.
yeah, you know, it didn't have it initially, and I found that, ooh, that's a little too high, isn't it? Let me go back here real quick. Change that to 100. Oh, yeah, there we go. 100. All right. That'll be easier. let's go back. Yeah, I found that Enhancing Neo got me that.
Okay.
So you may want to go into Neo when you're done in Lightroom.
Oh, in the Neo. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Or AI, Luminar AI, if you don't have Neo, it pretty much does the same thing. But yeah, you can really pull up a lot of that area.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one version, and then
You get the reflections of the stars are considerably longer in yours than it is in ours, I think.
yeah, I think a lot of it is. I was on this one. I was at 5 seconds, and I think there was just enough wind on the surface that it did that, and with the longer exposure. I don't know, but you guys were longer than that, right?
Right. I was
Yeah.
longer than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Now this is a 20-second. You can see they really got long.
I like that. Sound
Now
Like
this,
that.
yeah. Now this is the stacked image, and I did 10 seconds, and I did 20 of them.
Wow.
You know. And I'll go through both of those as we can.
That certainly makes a difference, doesn't it? It really does.
Yeah, it really adds more depth to it, I think, and it seems to take a lot of the initial noise out of it. Although I did do some tests with just going to denoise as well from the raw before stacking it.
Oh, that's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
Did you do one shot right after another, Sandy, or did you need some time?
Well, you know, they said to do them as quick as you could, so it was like
Okay.
since they were long exposures, as soon as the shutter would release, it would say busy as it was right into the card for whatever reason, and as soon as busy came off, I'd hit it again.
Okay.
Yeah, I had that long intervalometer, but I was just using it as a cable release. I'm going to experiment and see if I can just lock it and put it on multiple shots, continue shooting, and then see if it works at a 5 or 10 second interval, and then that way I can just not keep hitting it. I can just, you know, click it once, lock it, and then wait till it's done, and I won't get any motion in the wire or anything. It might even be a little better. I don't know. At some point, I'm going to attempt to do that, but yeah, that worked out pretty nice.
Sure did.
Almost looks like a painting. And then this last one was looking further south. Problem with this one is most of the Milky Way was over here. You can see it start coming down. So I didn't do too many shots that way. And this one's a single shot. This is not stacked. And I went through denoise, and the only thing I'm seeing with denoise is these patterns.
Right.
You know, it deals with the grain, but then it leaves these kind of weird patterns. Sometimes they're long, sometimes they're like checkerboard. I don't know. It just depends on your image, I guess. So that's something to keep in mind too. I did try the other one that DxO has, and it made the whole thing dark. I didn't like it at all. So I wish you could just do the denoise part, but it decides how, you know, how to relight it and everything else, and the exposure. And yeah, it'd be nice if you could just manually tell it what you want, but it doesn't have that feature. At least I haven't found it. And,
You get a nice reflection.
oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Jim, this was the tree.
That's when you focus. That's what you did your focusing.
Focus on, yeah,
Yeah.
just to double check it because it had all that light behind it.
I wished I'd have thought of that.
Yeah, it was just enough to just see when you magnified it, because otherwise it's pretty hard in the dark. Okay. Before we shot this stuff, I was just kind of going back to some old stuff from Barcelona, and ran into some some stuff I'd done on Gaudi homes. And this is all from a point and shoot Canon camera back in, I guess, about 2005. You know, like one of those little sure shot cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun revisiting those and actually doing a better job processing them. It's become a lot nicer.
Quite the building. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, this is still my shoot on an angle phase. But yeah, this is Casa Patillo, and there's the interior.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, quite wonderful.
Yeah, when we was there, we couldn't get in. It was sold out.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are 2 or 3 of them that were just amazing. And then there's that park. Did you go to the park?
Yes.
Yeah, the park was wonderful too. But yeah, it's the
Cool.
ceiling chandelier, and then the ceilings, that kind of you know, circular. You know, it starts here and just kind of goes out over the whole.
Spirals out.
Yeah, a little spiraling effect. Yeah. And it's got all this texture in it too, so it's pretty cool.
I got up on the roof, got some shots up on the roof with the cool chimneys and everything.
Yeah, I got some of those coming up.
Yeah.
But just every detail, the baseboards, the mirrors.
Doesn't look like there's a straight wall anywhere.
Yeah, pretty neat. Even the parquet is more than usual.
How old is this building?
Oh goodness, I can't remember when he did around. Was it 1700s?
Wow.
Yeah.
Where is it located?
This is in Barcelona.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, let me see. This one is Casa Milia, which means stone quarry, I guess. And this is just between the living quarters and the roof area. And this is all the structure for the roof.
It's stunning.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's another view. And then this is up on the roof. That's the
There you go.
chimneys.
That's cool.
So my
That's what I
angles.
remember.
Yeah. They look like little soldiers lined up.
Yep.
Their helmets on. Yeah.
We're all different.
Yeah. At least it was a sunny day. Most of the days were raining, so just got a little reprieve there. This is a chimney as well. Oh, that's for next week. All right. Okay, so let's go back and look at these files. Open them up in Photoshop real quick. Let's see here. So I just do in Photoshop original. There we go. This is pretty big. I think it's about 1.5 gigabytes. So it might take a few minutes. I should have loaded that while we were showing. Sorry about that. But while that's loading, I can show you a couple other things. Oh, that was pretty quick, actually. Okay. Come on. There we go. All right. So let's go like, I'm going to move you up here a little bit. Let's go like 300%. Paste it. Guess I need to push the space bar, don't I? There we go. Okay. So you can still see a little bit of gray here. Let's start at the beginning. So here's the raw image. And it's really noisy. So this is ISO 6500.
Yeah,
Is that what you use? Is 6500?
On this one, yeah. I tried 30. or 6400. I tried 3200 and 6400. And, about 5 seconds at 6400 at 1.8 did the trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stars are pretty round. There's no elongation or anything. So I thought I'd just try a straight denoise on it just to see what that did. You see it gets real patchy.
Yeah.
Mushy. It gets rid of it, but it, you start losing some of the detail, and yeah, it's just kind of weird. Whereas here's the stacked image. You can see the difference. So that's stacked, that's just denoise.
Oh, yeah.
Pick up a little grain, but and I think it's because I left sharpening on. I probably should have turned that off. But then what I did was I just went in and corrected it to where I wanted it. And then I went and that picked up the grain a little more. So then I went to denoise again, just a little bit. And that took it to here. And that really, really took care of it and kept the detail. So the difference between here and just denoise, I think was enough to bring it back to where it needed to be. Yeah, so if we, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the difference there. And then let's just get back to full image. So basically, then I added some contrast. You can see that on the bottom, especially in this area, and then I took a curve and even added more to kind of darken up this here and kind of put a band in here. And that's where I'm at. So
Has anybody heard about the 4 planets that are lining up?
Yeah, I think it was later the night we were there Friday, like about 4 in the morning, Saturday morning. I don't know if it's still going on or not.
Okay.
Yeah, it might still be going on. I think let's see here. So here's all the images. I don't know if you guys have done stacking or not, but the program is called Starry Landscape Stacker for if you're using a Mac, and there's a free one on the PC.
No, you got to pay for that one for the Mac, right?
Yeah, right. Here's another one to compare. So this is the 20 image. I think the one I just showed you was only 10 images. So,
so can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's wrong with using Photoshop for stacking them?
It just doesn't seem to have a good of an algorithm, they say. And you got up to 4 choices on this other one. But yeah, let me show you this one. So that's the grain on that from the raw image. And that's taking it through denoise. And again, you see the splotchiness and the detail just kind of gets gone in the bottom. And then that's the 10 stack image on that. And then this is, of course, before I did anything on it. The final image was this one here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. So that was after
Nice.
doing some work.
What was the name of that program for PCs?
For PC?
Starry Night.
No, Starry Nights for the Mac. What did Sam say that was?
Oh,
I can send you guys some links on articles, and
Okay.
it gives you both of them. You know, so there's one other thing I've got I can show you. That is the difference between shutter speeds. So,
Oh, yeah.
so here you're at 10 seconds, and here you're at 5, and you can just see the elongation here, at least on my lens. If you go into Photo Pills, it'll tell you what's ideal for your lens and aperture. If you have Photo Pills, you can get that. It's an app for your phone. Also helps you plan on where and when you can shoot, which is nice, so you don't have to guess. You know, so
that's an amazing program.
yeah. So let me see. I can. Yeah, I can just email you that because I think Sam
Yeah,
sent
that's
it to me.
I think I can. I think I've got it. I think I can find it quick.
Yeah. Or I can find it real quick here. Let's see. Sam. Yeah. Sequester.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Sequator. Sequator. Here we go. Let's take a look at this real quick.
Let me send you over his real. Can I do that? Should I?
Yeah,
do
sure.
that?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to send it to your email.
Yeah, I was going to email it since that other thing was giving us so much trouble before. Yeah, I can drop this in the comment box too if you want. Get back to Zoom here. Where's my comment box?
You know, Sandy, these are pretty good. I really like them, but I think maybe the James Webb telescope is doing a hair better.
Yeah, think.
That's only because it's closer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a lot closer. Yeah. All
Okay,
right.
I send that as an email to you.
All right. We'll give that a second.
You'll be blown away with it. You'll be blown away with this.
Excellent. Oh, here's the chat. All right. So let me just paste that in. There we go. So if you guys open up your chat window, you'll get the link for this page. Yeah. So that does Starry Night, and also was that all he had? Let me see. Oh, Starry Landstacker. No. Sequester. Yeah. Let's see if we can find that. That's a Starry Night for the Mac. Let's find the sequester software. Yeah, I guess it's Google deal. Yeah, here you go. All right, let me get you that too. All right. Back to chat. There you go. All right, let's see if we oh yeah. All right. It's a little small, but quit out all this stuff here so we can see it. Yeah, he really did pull it up nicely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, you should see he tried to ask him how he did this. And I've got about 25 pieces of sheets of paper. It's pretty intense, way over my head. So
Yeah. Well, send it to me. I can send it out to the group and
do that. Yeah.
check it out.
I just wanted to make sure that it was okay with him, but anyway. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting take on it, right? It's significantly different from what we've got. So.
Right.
Yeah.
It
I
looks
think
like his mountains in foreground are pretty blurry. I like I like the Milky Way. It's got a lot of different colors and light and dark going on there, but the mountains.
Tremendous, tremendous depth in the Milky Way. But I agree with you. The mountains in the foreground aren't where the rest of the image is. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let me stop sharing here and stop recording.